For today's merch video, we have the Hasbro electronic Pokemon figures. They did various things like talk, twist, light up. The first wave was released at the end of 1998, with waves 2 and 3 being released in 99. I call them waves, but really it was 3 of them were released, and then a Squirtle and then a Psyduck. So let's actually open these things up, take a look at them, try to get them to work, and see what they do. Starting with the classic fat Pikachu. As you can see, here's a close-up look at the box. Still got that kind of airbrushed whiteness around its face. A design that had even changed during the second release of a Pikachu electronic figure by Hasbro. They had lightened it up a little bit, made it more of the modern skinny Pikachu design, lessened those airbrush effects. And with this figure, the lithium battery in it was actually still pretty good. I didn't really have to change it out, although the effects you get from the battery are a little lightened. I even tried to turn the volume up all the way, but all I got was from pressing against those 2 sensors on the bottom of the figure. Next up we have Charmander, which was released in the same wave as Pikachu and Meowth. With Charmander, you not only get sound, but you also get lights by putting 2 batteries in the back. 2 AAA batteries, you know, a regional battery that people would actually have around their house. And this one is actually noise activated. Even such a small noise as placing Charmander back down on the table after turning it on gets you a and then the flame on Charmander's tail will stay active for a little while, maybe about 20 seconds or so, until you make another noise, which will again make Charmander make a little noise that sounds something like Char.
Hey.
And it'll keep doing that until you turn it off. The next one is Meowth, with the electronic chattering voice. Meowth is pretty much posed in its iconic position with just its hands up to its face. And a lot of the stuff I read about this one online said that even though it was released in America, it still used its Japanese voice, but that's not actually the case, as you'll see once we actually get this lithium watch battery in the back of this Meowth so we can get it chattering in action. It seems like they actually had the English voice actor do some lines. It doesn't really sound like these are taken from the show, although I might get corrected in the comments.
Don't be scared of me out. We just went from one tough fight. Nice cutie Meow.
It seems like this one's activated more by motion than sound.
And just remember, I'm the top cat. Don't be scared of me out. Meow.
So definitely not still in Japanese, unlike Squirtle, which in reading mentioned nothing about this, but this Squirtle also uses a lithium battery under its butt, but does not say Squirtle, which would be very confusing for a 10-year-old buying this in 1999. Instead, it uses its Japanese name, Zenigame. It's a nice looking figure. I would say that about all of these actually. The boxes are a little bit roughed up, but the figures themselves are pretty solid. The paint jobs aren't going to be too complex or anything, but the weird thing about this Squirtle is I could not figure out how to actually activate its voice function. I tried moving it around, I tried saying things to it, just in case it was voice activated, but sometimes it just did it. Yes, Zenigame, Zenny. The box listed as being voice activated, but anytime I was making loud noises, it didn't activate, so it may just be a little bit buggy from sitting around since 1999. Come on, Squirtle. Okay, there we go. Next up is Psyduck. Now, Psyduck has a bigger package than all of the other ones. Good for you, Psyduck. But that's actually because the figure is a little bit wider due to Psyduck's tail. Now, on the back, this Psyduck shows that it also requires batteries, but to my dismay, it was not AA or AAA batteries like it would appear in the picture. It was actually size N batteries, which are kind of hard to find. So let's go ahead, open up Psyduck, take its tail off, get these small ass batteries into the back of the figure, slap this back on, screw it back on through Psyduck's tail hole, and hope that it still functions. Now, I do appreciate the little airbrush tips on the tail and the hands too. It's a nice little touch for a classic Psyduck. Let's go. This figure is supposed to have voice and twist action. It might have been just because I was holding on to it at the time. Let's try again. Okay, that's kind of a twist. And that is Psyduck, the technical third wave of these Hasbro electronic figures. There are many more waves. I was just going to do a short video on the first 3 and see what you guys thought, though I'll probably continue collecting either way. Those are at least the first 3 waves of these Hasbro electronic figures, and in later waves we can get another Pikachu, Mew, Clefairy, Bulbasaur, Chansey, a Snorlax that comes with a Poke Flute. Even up into waves like 8 and 9 you get Wheezing, Charizard. They got a little bit weird with these figures, but they get a lot more modern as they go too, so they don't really have as much charm as these early ones, especially when you look at like Psyduck and Pikachu where they still have the airbrushed effects. It wasn't just solid block colors like a lot of the modern representations of the Pokemon are. But as always, thanks for watching this merch video. Let me know down in the comments what other type of vintage Pokemon merchandise you would like to see featured. If you have any that you remember fondly, or that you just like to see covered because you're interested in what they actually do once you get them out of the box, because that's probably what I'm going to do. More generally, just stay tuned to the channel for more vintage Pokemon content, whether it be TCG, merchandise, books, manga, comics. I've got a lot of plans coming up, and so just let me know what you want to see, what you're excited about, and I'll see you next video. Bye.